Have you ever wondered why? Why do we move forward? Why does self-improvement mean so much for some people? One step of improvement means another step of personal development. Let's understand what personal and professional development are. According to Dabrowska, Palowicz, Wachowska, Bokwa, in their research in 2014, personal growth comprises the whole of genetic, educational, and social conditions. It's a stage of waking up one's awareness when a need to change oneself appears, along with the need to develop new competences and broaden the scope of one's influence. In simplest words possible, personal development means being a better and better version of yourself. The realization of the fact that you can't stay stagnant for the rest of your lives is already a big step towards development. We need to understand that professional development falls under personal development. As future teachers, I could give you an example of what you are doing right now. Gaining new knowledge to be a teacher or to be a better teacher could be considered as professional development. Excuse me, does that mean taking this course, the professional development, making you develop yourself professionally? You know what I mean? Technically, yes. Any addition of knowledge associated with your jobs or profession is considered as professional development. Yes. You must be wondering, what are you doing here? What is the relevance of taking this course? The answer is simple. Read the course information. Excuse me, miss. We already know what professional development is according to the course information. So, what exactly are we doing here? You certainly have many questions, but it's okay. We are here to discuss what are the things that we need to do to be better teachers. There are skills that teachers need to possess to develop themselves to be better teachers. And that's why we are here. Welcome back. My name is Nur Fatimah Hartini binti Abdullah, and together with my colleagues Syami Hamizan bin Abdullah, Tengku Mariam Tengku Nazmi, Siti Suraya Khairuddin, Farhana Iman binti Masni Syaril, and also Muhammad Akimua binti Muhammad Radzi. Today, we are going to discuss 5 fundamental skills in professional development, which are communication skills, intra and interpersonal skills, presentation skills, research skills, in bracket action research, and building positive image. Firstly, let's watch Syami Hamizan and what he has to say about communication skills.
Thank you, Anna, for the microphone, and welcome to my presentation on communication skills in professional development and how to improve them. When we talk about communication, it is not rocket science. Well, because there is no rocket involved. When we talk about communication, we think that we are the best in the field. What we are really failing is to create a meaningful communication. Communication skills are a set of activities that make a quality public performance. I've created an overview on why communication skills are very important. First of all, with an effective communication, you will be quicker in problem solving. If you can articulate your questions very well, the receiving end won't have any difficulties in trying to understand what you're trying to ask, so the problems can be solved quickly. Next, we have advanced professional image. If you can communicate effectively, you will automatically look professional. Because with an effective communication, not only people will look at you eye to eye, but you can also speak from heart to heart. Then we have better control. Better control in what? Let's say you are in a class. With an effective communication, you know the body language, what to say to these kids. You portray seriousness in your talking, so people will take you seriously because that is an effective communication. Next, we have strong business relation. With an effective communication, you are building trust. And it is with this trust that will bring you to the next stage. People will say that, oh, this guy, he sells my products very efficiently. He knows, let's say it's not product, let's say he teaches very well. So let's call him as a cikgu pakar, give some talk at the school. So it is that trust which creates a strong business relation, which is caused by the effective communication that you have. And lastly, we have strong decision making. If you're a leader and you want to make a project, you want to make sure that the team can understand you well and that the discussion can end up in a nicely resolved manner. Let's have a look at communication skills that you cannot ignore. First of all, we have listening. When we talk about communication, we think it's about you speaking, me speaking. No. Where is the listening in it? So what is listening is about? Listening is about acknowledging the speaker's feelings. It is about creating an environment where you feel safe to talk to the other person. With proper listening, people around you can give ideas, opinions, and feelings more frequently and more comfortably than you would if you didn't listen well. And we know this. We know if the person is listening to you attentively or not. Straight talking. Haha, LGBT joke. No, there's no such thing as. Straight talking is about being friendly. If you see random colleagues who you don't know, talk to them. Expand your friend vocabulary. Okay? Who knows? That random person who you just talked to is the CEO of the company. And that just opens up more job opportunities for you. Next, we have non-verbal communication. As you can see, as I'm speaking, I'm doing this ninjutsu move because non-verbal communication portrays your passion towards the topic. So, not only your mouth and your mind is working, but your body too, it's pumping serotonin, hydrogenin, oxygenin, and a lot of vitamin Z and W to your body, so you move a lot. Okay? So it is about the way you look, the way you listen, the way you the hand gestures, the feelings is brought up to people. Okay? Next is stress management. Now, a little bit of stress is good for you, it pushes you to do assignments last minute, it pushes you to do this last minute, whatever have you. But a lot of stress can lead to an enormous amount of regret. Because with great amount of stress, you tend to be mad in your communication and you will hurt others. Okay, if you need help in managing stress, you can talk to me. I will direct you to somebody else. Next, we have emotion control. Remember, whatever you feel can be slowly translated into what you speak.
If I speak like this, I will sound like a robot and I will not portray any emotion. As you can see, I'm very monotonous.
People know how you feel through what you speak, through how you speak. So, emotion plays a very crucial role in your communication. To have an effective communication, you have to sound very happy and get the message done. But not like this happy, this is happy creepy. Next, we have 4 smart ways to improve your communication skills, made by Linda Rainier. First, we have listen with empathy. It has to do with understanding what the person you talk to in regards to their beliefs, in regards to their understanding. Try to be close to the person you speak to, as closely as possible. And instead of just trying to solve the problems, try to just listen to their problems and try to imagine yourself being in their shoes. That is what it's meant by listening with empathy. And then we have speak up. I believe this is a very unspoken topic because not everyone has the courage to speak for themselves. They don't know their rights, so often people will simply just follow along and This is very sad because we are born in such environment where we often speak up. We are speakers. We are language speakers. So for the others, they don't have such privilege. So speaking or communication starts with you. You have to be ready and be able to speak for yourself most of the time. Next is to prepare what you are going to say. Often we just go ahead and think that we can do it because we can do it. Good for you. But if it's an important meeting, for example, you are meeting a big client, why don't you try to come up with a speech draft? That way, you can eliminate mistakes as minimally as possible. Lastly, please be prepared for different answers. People you talk to are going to be different. They are born from different mothers. They will never be the same as you. So try to put yourself in the listener's point of view. And that way you can prepare yourself with a more balanced approach to how to answer to these queries, to how to answer to these prompts, to many more things. And that is about it from me. I hope to see you next time. Please leave a like if you don't dislike this. And I will now pass the microphone to the next person.
Oh, thank you, Mizan, for the very interesting presentation. So, why do you future teachers have to have these communication skills? According to a research conducted in 2014 by Ling, Chong, and Ellis, possessing strong communication skills is essential in contributing to effective teaching. If there is a mismatch between what is conveyed and what was intended to be conveyed, then even the best teaching decisions can bring out ineffective teaching outcomes. In other words, if you don't have top-tier communication skills with your students, they might misinterpret the information that you would like to convey. Miscommunications could happen. So let's look at the situation.
May I help you?
We'll be asking the questions, old man. Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
I have told you.
Are you deaf?
No, you is blind.
I'm not blind, you blind.
That is what I just said.
You just said what?
I did not say what. I said you.
That's what I'm asking you.
And you is answering.
Shut up. You.
Yes?
Not you, him. What's your name?
Me.
Yes, you.
I am me.
He's me. And I'm you.
And I'm about to whoop your old ass, man, because I'm sick of playing games. You, me, everybody's ass around here. Him. I'm going to kick his ass. I'm sick of this.
To avoid this kind of misunderstanding to happen in your classroom, it is important for you to be able to communicate well with your students. That is why communication skills is very, very crucial. Now, let's see what Tengku Mariam has to say about intra and interpersonal skills.
Thank you, Nur Fatima. My name is Tengku Mariam binti Tengku Nazmi, and I will be taking over for intrapersonal and interpersonal skills. Okay, so first thing first, what are intrapersonal skills? Intrapersonal skills are the internal abilities and behavior that helps you to manage your emotions, cope with challenges, and learn new information. So, intrapersonal skills are related to emotional intelligence, and unlike interpersonal skills, intrapersonal skills are less likely to immediately impact your interaction with other people, but they are still essential. Intrapersonal skills include things like self-confidence, persistence, self-discipline, resilience, openness to new ideas, the ability to overcome distractions, and time management. So, intrapersonal skills, why are they important? You may have noticed that all these skills have something to do with your ability to self-regulate. So as we all know, people with a strong self-regulation abilities have an easier time managing their emotions and behavior, weathering challenges, and working toward goals in spite of distractions. how to cultivate your intrapersonal skills. The first thing that you can do is you can make and keep your schedule. So maybe you frequently forget about your commitments, and you let the chores that you dislike pile up because you never feel like doing them. So it's hard to get started when you have no idea where to begin. And if you keep putting things off, of course, that will leave you with less time to handle all those unpleasant tasks. If you tend to stray off task when you have a lot to do, maybe you can try to create a schedule that includes your work commitments and appointments, along with your social activities, your household chores, and self-care like exercise and relaxation. The second thing you can do is you can redirect your natural talent. So very few people are good at everything, and that's okay. But you probably have some specific strengths that you yourself haven't recognized yet. Or maybe you're good at solving problem at work, but you always have a hard time addressing difficulties in your personal life. It is very common actually to direct your emotional skills outward in ways that benefit others, and fail to apply those same skills to yourself. This can make it seem like you lack those skills, but really you just find it easier to help other people. But you have to realize that you also deserve the same support that you give other people. Okay, so start practicing these strengths by considering what you would do for other people in your situation. The next thing that you can do is you can keep a journal. So journaling can help you to connect with yourself on a deep emotional level by providing a tangible record of your thoughts, of your feelings to look back on later. It can also help you to pinpoint things that you would like to address, such as low self-confidence or lack of motivation. Okay, the next thing you can do is you can practice positive self-talk. So the way you talk to yourself and the way you think about yourself can have a big impact on your internal experience. Another thing that you can do to cultivate your intrapersonal skills is to set your goals. So your goals says a lot about who you are as a person and what drives you. And it is very important to have goals both for your immediate and distant future. Thinking about the person that you want to become can help you to continue setting up your goals to achieve those dreams. Next, I will continue with interpersonal skills. So what are interpersonal skills? Interpersonal skills are traits that you rely on when you interact and communicate with other people. Interpersonal skills involve the ability to communicate and build a relationship with other people. And they are also often called people skills. Interpersonal skills tend to incorporate both your innate personality traits and how you've learned to handle certain social interactions. Some examples of interpersonal skills include active listening, teamwork, responsibility, dependability, leadership, motivation, flexibility, patience, and empathy. Interpersonal skills, why are they important? So as we all know, strong interpersonal skills can help you during your job interview, because most interviewers look for an applicants that can work well with other people, which require interpersonal skills. Okay, and interpersonal skills can also help you succeed in almost any job by helping you understand other people and adjust your approach to work together effectively. And interpersonal skills can also have a positive impact on your career advancement. There are several ways to improve your interpersonal skills. So the first one is you can attend workshops or online classes. The second thing you can do is you can always seek out opportunities to build relationships with other people. If you are working from home or you don't have that many opportunities to build your network or your interpersonal skills, maybe you can consider joining a group. Okay, the next way to improve your interpersonal skills is to be thoughtful about ways your interactions could improve. Maybe you can take time to review the interactions that you had and consider ways that you could have interacted more effectively. Next, don't be afraid to ask your trusted friends or your colleagues for constructive criticism. In my opinion, I think that having a third party perspective on your skill levels and the ways you can improve your interpersonal skills can be very helpful. The fifth way you can improve your interpersonal skills is you can observe other positive interpersonal interactions and apply it when you interact with other people. Another effective way to improve your interpersonal skills is maybe you can seek out mentorship from someone that you trust, someone that you admire and respect, and ask that someone to counsel you on improving your interpersonal skills and advancing in your career. Okay, thank you everyone for watching and listening. That is all from me today, and now I will pass this microphone back to Miss Nur Fatima Hartini. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Mariam, for the short but sweet explanations on inter and intrapersonal skills. It is very crucial for teachers to possess good interpersonal and intrapersonal skills. Knowing yourself helps you to further examine your own weaknesses and strengths, thus making it detectable for you to recognize which part that you need to develop professionally. And knowing how to collaborate with others, especially your students, is an important part of teaching. Hence, you have to take this matter seriously. Next, we have Soraya and her explanation on presentation skills. Soraya?
Thank you, Anu. Assalamualaikum and hi, Dr. and friends. My name is Siti Suraya binti Khairuddin, and today I'll be presenting on the topic presentation skills. We all have to give presentations at some points of our lives, right? That might be for school, that might be for work, that might be for an organization that you're involved with. No matter where we give our presentation or to who, we want it to be impactful. We want the presentation to be memorable. Am I right? That is the purpose of today's presentation, which is to focus on the presentation skills. So, let's move forward. First, let's look at the definition. Basically, in simpler words, a presentation is the process of presenting a topic to an audience. Like what I'm doing right now. I am the presenter presenting a topic called presentation skills to you, my audience. As simple as that. Let's move on to the presentation skills. As you can see, I have divided the main points into 3 categories, which are the presenter, the presentation, and the audience. The presenter. The role of a presenter is to communicate with the audience as well as to control the presentation. Please remember and apply Eleanor Roosevelt's maxim that no one can intimidate me without my permission. That means you're in charge of your presentation, no one else. You rule the presentation. All eyes are on you. So that is why appearance is very important. Clothing should not capture the audience attention to a point where they are focusing on the clothes or the jewelries instead of focusing on what you're trying to say. Be presentable. Wear something that you find comfortable but also decent and suitable to do a presentation. You can wear a 3-piece suit where you wear your blazer, you wear your pants or a long skirt, or you can also wear your baju kurung. Same for guys, they can wear their shirt, tie, and also pants. And remember to wear suitable shoes, not Converse, not canvas shoes, not the shoes that you wear to go for an outing. Back then during diploma days, I wore a Converse when doing a public speaking and my marks were low because of that. So please, Converse sport shoes is a no. Okay, wear something that is suitable. More than half of your impact as a speaker depends on your body language. Audience tend to respond more to the presenter who is energetic and also lively. Gestures. It is very important to use your hands. They don't belong beside your hips, They don't belong in your pockets or folded across your chest like this. Hands don't belong behind your body. You have to make use of your hands to help emphasize a point and also express emotions. So use your hands. Next, how you stand in front of the audience speaks before you open your mouth. Your stance can tell your audience that you're happy, you're sad, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling uncomfortable, or you're feeling confident. Your feet should point straight ahead. And also remember to not move around too much, okay? Constant motion might be a distraction to the audience and they might find you annoying, right? Facial expressions, they convey the feelings of a presenter. Unfortunately, for some people, when they are under pressure of presenting a presentation, they tend to lose their facial expressions. It shows when you're nervous. For instance, when you greet your audience, smile. You don't have to smile throughout the presentation though. Smile when it's necessary. Okay? Last but not least, for the presenter, the crucial essential point is practice. Practice a lot because practice really makes perfect. You have to practice to boost confidence, to improve the way you speak so that you can speak clearly and with fluency. So when you practice, it's not enough to just practice in front of your laptop. You need to practice to your family members. You need to practice to your friends. When there's a real audience, when you practice, it helps you to make improvements. They can give you feedback on what you should improve. So practice. Now, the presentation. A presentation needs a strong introduction. This is because an opening is the only time in your presentation that you will have most of the audience attention. We are all nervous when making a presentation, especially during the beginning. You can develop a great opening where you can't wait to share the message with your audience that can transform your nervousness to pure energy. That energy will carry you throughout the presentation. I'm sure you all remember Anu's introduction for pandemic stress among students and teachers, right? She started off with an iconic scene from Harry Potter, which I think everyone knows. She continues the introduction with clips that we are all very familiar with. Very excited from the beginning, like, oh my god, what is Anna going to present next? You can insert a storyline, or you can even create a punchline like what Mizan did just now.
Rocket science.
It's very important for you to have a strong introduction. Next, it is very important for you to know your topic. If you don't know your topic, what are you going to present? You need to have a good understanding of the subject matter. Sometimes people tend to spend more time working with their animated transitions, working on the backgrounds, the layouts, okay, when what really matters is the message. When audience know you're bluffing, that's it. Next, it is very important for you to use visuals. So the most common visual material is the PowerPoint slides. It is very crucial to treat your slides as a visual support for your audience. Charts, infographics, graphs should also be included. This is because, according to a study, 65% of people are considered to be visual learners. Using an image, regardless if it's a picture, graph, infographic, chart, they can be a much more powerful impact to the audience. This is because they tend to learn better with images. Last but not least is the audience. This takes us back to the first point, which is the presenter. The presenter itself is important to engage with the audience. The presenter needs to have all the elements that have been discussed in the first point. Body language, your facial expressions, all that. It is very important for you to be able to connect with your audience. Next, you can also tell a story. The difference between an average presentation where people usually zone out of and a great presentation that keeps them engaged is the way you convey the info. A great way to convey the info is to include a story. When you are telling a story, you are actually creating a moment in your presentation that is memorable. It is very important for you to be relatable as well. You want to be someone that the audience can relate to, right? You want them to feel comfortable so that they can engage mentally. So at the same time, you have to be relatable and also authentic. So these are the important points for you to really engage with your audience. I'm sure you've heard enough from me, so I'll pass this mic back to Anu. There you go, Anu. Thank you.
Thank you, Soraya. There is no doubt that teachers have to acquire good language command and excellent presentation skills. Let us digest this quote.
Teachers are not just teachers, they are friends, actors or actresses, nurturers, parents, leaders, and superheroes.
Now, based on the quote, teachers are many things, but there is one missing. Teachers are also researchers. How does that work? Let's watch what Farhana has to say about this.
Thank you, Fatima, for the mic. And this will be useful for me. Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Farhana Iman. Today, I am going to talk about research skills. Like it or not, if you agree to become a teacher, that means you are agree to become a researcher as well. Stay tuned.
Alright everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Farhana Iman. You can call me Farhana or Iman. Today we are going to talk about subtopic of research skills, which is action research. This is very important for you if you want to improve your professional development. Let's go. Let's do this. If you are wondering what is the meaning of action research, you may have forgotten, but it's okay, I will recall it for you. Action research, or AR, is a systematic inquiry done on a particular operational problem and subsequently provide improvement on ways to practice. And usually teachers, they will undertake themselves as researchers of their own practices. This is very useful in solving an immediate and specific problem. Besides, AR aims for improvement rather than looking for the right answer. Usually, AR focus on practical rather than statistical significance. Or to put it simply, AR is just like you are asking yourself, how do I improve my work? Simple, right? Okay, moving on to the next one. There are 4 types of AR that you need to know. Number 1, individual research. Individual research is when you have one issue happen in your school or classroom. For example, classroom management, instructional strategies, or it could be use of materials. Number 2, collaborative research. For collaborative research, it involves a group of people addressing a common issue in the classroom. For example, Class A, Class B, Class C having the same issue, but different group of students. The third one, school-wide research. It involves more parental involvement and organizational structure. This requires a very proactive participation from the school community. And the last one, district-wide research. This is focused more on changing something larger, something bigger scope. For example, School A is working together with other schools to solve system or problem that happen around them, around the district. Okay, next one. Before you want to conduct an action research, you need to go through these 5 phases to achieve your goal. Number 1, identifying achievement target. You need to set your objective that you need to achieve. The next one, the phase 2, plan of action, involves in theory and a lot of reading. The next one, phase 3, taking action and collecting data. This is when you approach your students to gain information from them. The next one, phase 4, you analyze your data. The last one, plan and future action. This is when you do reflection, reporting back to your superior or the people who's in charge, and don't forget to give recommendation for future researchers. I think all of you must already familiar with these steps. Next. So why do you think AR does really matter in your life as a teacher? Yes, it does matter. A research conducted by Kitchen and Steven in 2008, not kitchen at your home, it's like literally a name, and they concluded that AR can enhance professional development of teachers via reflection, inquiry to practice, connecting theory and practice. And other than that, teachers can learn that they are capable of transforming student learning by researching their own practice, conceptual practice, and also learning challenges. So yes, everyone, it does really matter. Before you want to begin your journey as a teacher researcher in the future, you must consider these 5 points that I have stated in the slide. Number 1, have a desire to change a certain situation. You need to be passionate about the thing that you want to do. The next one, turn interesting problem into a researchable questions. You need to be curious about it. The next one, draw on other researchers' findings to help develop action and interpret consequences. In other words, you need to do a lot of research and analyze people's findings before you want to conduct your research. Next one, assume the responsibility for being the agent of change, because you as the educator, you will whatever you do will determine future generation. And the last one, have an effective support from highly experienced educationalists and researchers. Yeah, that is all for you. You need to remember this point if you want to become a researcher in the future. And the last one from me. Teacher educators need support from the institution and from colleagues who form a community of learners if they are to continue growing professionally over the years of their career. Kitchen and Steven. In other words, we need to have a good support system around us if you want to success in your life.
So everyone, do you have what it takes to be a teacher researcher in the future? Ask yourself again. That's all from me. So now I am going to give this mic to Fatima. Thank you so much.
Alright, so apparently teachers, not only drivers, not only caretakers, but they are researchers too. Interesting. Now, let's move to something or someone more interesting. He is going to talk about building positive image. Fatima!
Thank you, Fatima. Yes, I am that interesting someone. I am Muhammad bin Mesmerizing, and I will be presenting on building positive image. Before proceeding to the part about building positive image, I would like to inform that the image in discussion here is only in regards to self-image. So let's start. What is self-image? According to American Psychological Association Dictionary of Psychology, self-image can be defined as one's view of oneself. Or in simpler words, how do you see yourself? Self-image is not as easy or as simple as we perceive it is. There are many different aspects to it. So, if you can see on the picture, there are many different aspects to self-image. One would be what you think you look like. Next is how you see your personality. Then, what kind of person you think you are. What you believe others think of you. How much you like yourself or you think others like you. And also the status you feel you have. If you can see, all the aspects actually comprises of what you feel and what you perceive yourself is. Aside from the aspects, there are also elements of self-image that we need to take into consideration. There are basically 3 of them. The first one would be the way a person perceives or thinks of himself or herself. The next element will be in regards to the way a person interprets other perceptions of himself or herself. And the last element will be in regards to the way a person would like to be. This is her or his ideal. Let's talk about the aspects and elements of self-image. So now we're gonna discuss the dimensions of self-image. There are basically 6 of them. The first one will be in the physical dimension, in which how a person evaluates his or her appearance. The second dimension will be in regards to psychological. This is how a person evaluates his or her own personality. The third dimension will be in regards to intellectual dimension, how a person evaluates his or her intelligence. The fourth dimension will be in regard to skills, how a person evaluates his or her own social and technical skills. The fifth dimension will be in regards to moral dimension. This would be in regard to how a person evaluates his or her values and principles. And the last dimension will be in regards to sexual dimension. Sexual dimension will be in regards to how a person feels he or she fits into the society's masculine or feminine norms. Take a look at these statistics and facts. If you can see, all these statistics and facts actually serve to prove that many of us has negative or distorted self-image about ourselves. Having too much negativity or distorted image about oneself could only lead to serious emotional and psychological problems. Thus, this highlights the importance of positive self-image among ourselves. So, how do we build positive image? First, stop criticizing yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. People have flaws, and so do you. It's okay to have flaws. Next, as you look into a mirror, smile. Compliment yourself. You are as good as people out there. Never underestimate yourself and never put yourself lower than anyone. Don't forget to get adequate amount of rest, because by doing so, you are actually reflecting that you do care about your self-image by portraying a healthy body. Don't forget to dress well. Pick clothes that are flattering to you. Put on some makeup if you need to. Remember, if you look good, then you will feel good. Besides that, why don't you try to list down things that you like or you are grateful for during your free time or before you go to sleep. This will actually remind you that there are many good things in your life and you are in a better situation than you think you are. Also, try to get to know all of your traits, the good and the bad. By doing so, you will know which of them can be highlighted and which of them would need to be improved over time. In addition, do things that you are interested in. Because when you do something you have interest in, you will feel happier and you will have much more focus and you will feel delighted by doing so. Lastly, be yourself. You are unique. You are one of a kind. You are no less than the others around you. I would like you to acknowledge yourself first, because only by doing so will the others acknowledge you for you. Aside from all those steps that I have mentioned earlier, there are many other ways that can be used to build a much more positive image of yourself. There are exercises, there are also self-image therapy, and there are also meditation that can be used to help you to build a much positive version of yourself. And with that, we are done here. And I am so done with this. Fatima, you mind?
Alright, thank you. According to many researchers, teachers are the role models in the society. We are expected to behave well and present ourselves well. Well, how do you teach something if you don't practice what you are teaching, right? I can hear some doubts on pursuing teaching now, but never mind that. There are 5 fundamental skills in developing yourselves professionally, which are communication skills, inter and intrapersonal skills, presentation skills, research skills in bracket action research, and building positive image. Let's move out of our comfort zone and improve. Never mind a little step you take, even an inch is considered a progress. So that's it from us. I'll see you some other time. Maybe, inshallah. This is awkward, but that's it. Bye. Assalamualaikum.